Here's step number 1, guys. You ready? Organic social media. Now, we're going to leave that slide up for 1 second because I want those words to burn into your brain. Organic social media. What does that mean? Okay, now, here's what it means. You've probably heard of Facebook ads. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at where I know this
where
is
we're going.
Yeah.
Facebook ads, paid traffic, right? Here's the biggest problem. Too many entrepreneurs think that if they throw money at a situation, it's going to change the fortune for them. That all they have to do is invest. They have to pay someone to deliver them from the challenges they're in. We call it the savior complex. How many people recognize that? I need to make money. I don't, oh my God. That coach, all of his sales copy sounds great. He's going to pay the $5,000 and he's going to do it all for me.
Oh gosh, everybody's been there in business.
Savior complex, right?
Yeah.
Facebook ads are fine. Why do we specify organic social media? Here's why. Because if your content sucks, it's going to suck no matter how much money you pump into it. And that is a huge mistake that so many entrepreneurs make from step 1. They think that Facebook ads or paid content is some kind of salvation. It's not. What you need to do is find your voice.
Yep.
What you need to do is learn how to consistently put out a message. What you need to learn is how to get out of the concerns, the fears, the fright you have related to saying what it is you want to say and not really giving a shit what people think of it. And that's why organic social media works the best. Before you start paying to have your content go places, number 1, make sure you have good content. And that only comes by practice.
Yep.
Right? Number 2, you would be so surprised who on your profile page would love to hire you. They just don't know you're offering anything yet.
I'm going to add to that.
And I have so much more to add. But the point is, organic social media. Use your profile page on Facebook to deliver a consistent message. Consistent. And start tracking. What do people like? What don't they like? What are people responding to? Create either a chart or a mental flow so you start honing in your voice. It is the only way. Organic social media is the key. Now, I have more on that point, but I'll let you go ahead.
Yeah, well, hopefully I don't steal any of
No,
yours.
it's fine.
But, you just hit on the topic. One of the things that I was going to say, because you're like, you'd be surprised how many people on your page, your profile page, would buy your services, right? And I think about, like, everybody who is in business knows the concept of, like, hot leads, warm leads, and cold leads, right? So it's such a generic term. I hate that language.
Yeah.
But, like, the hot leads, the people who are likely to be the most engaged with you are the people who already know you to some degree, right? And your Facebook profile offers that. Like, these people are people who are likely already in some way, shape, or form familiar with you. And they see your stuff, however consistent you are. But, like, they are the hottest group of people that you can build and refine those connections with, right?
Sure.
And then the final thing that I want to say about that, parlaying off of you talking about consistency, because I think that is the key here, right?
Yeah.
The number of times that I have had people say to me, okay, so I've decided I'm going to start pumping things out through my profile page.
Yep.
And 2 weeks into pumping things out, they're like, okay, and now here I'm offering this, go and buy it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? You said find your voice. You said be consistent, right? People want to get to know you. And if you post kind of consistently for 2 weeks and then, oh, here, by the way, buy this, you're invoking lizard brain,
100%.
right? And so you're invoking this kind of response of like, so this person just wants me to buy their stuff, right?
Exactly.
Consistency is more than just a week of posting,
yes,
right? It is a commitment to be there, be present, share your message, and speak your voice
100%.
So people get to know you.
Very much. Lisa Summers has a comment about that, exactly in that direction. She says, beautifully, yes, building my audience at the moment organically. I think it's just the entrepreneurial impatience coming out in us that we want thousands in our group straight away. Now let's dissect that sentence. First of all, impatience is part of the problem. And she's admitting it, but you know what? How many entrepreneurs watching right now will willingly put up their hand and say, yes, I'm too impatient?
Of course.
It doesn't take a day or a week or even a month. It takes a consistent message being put out on a regular basis. And every single time you switch your message, switch your vehicle, start moving people to a fan page or a group page, you are cutting the fire. You are essentially stifling the fire you've already built. Consistency in the medium is a really important factor. And I want to add, let's talk about patience versus impatience, okay? It took us, honestly, 18 to 24 months once we started using organic social media to generate a 7-figure business. 18 to 24 months. I mean, can you be patient for a year and a half?
Yeah.
Okay, that's number one. Number two, look at what Lisa says there. I'm gonna really hone in on this one for all you entrepreneurs, okay? It's just that we want thousands in our group straight away. Why?
Right.
Who says you need thousands in a group to build a business? Yeah. There is such a beautiful memorandum. Go Google it. I think it's called 1,000 Raving Fans. It has been our ethos, our Bible in business forever. Do you know why we don't want 500,000 customers? Because you don't need them.
Yeah.
You don't need them to make massive money, massive impact, have a sustainable life. The whole memo of 1,000 Raving Fans says basically it is so much more powerful to have 1,000 people who love you and will participate in whatever you're doing than it is to try to convince 25,000 people to buy something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's such a mistake entrepreneurs make. It is do you know Dr. Wayne Dyer, Tony Robbins, Oprah? They all started by having 1,000 raving fans. They cultivated an incredibly small network of people and pumped so much value into those people that eventually it couldn't help but grow. But the patience should not be about how big your tribe is. The patience should be about how much vibe your tribe has with you.
Absolutely.
That's the key.
You know, you honed in on exactly what I was going to hone in on there.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm going to say the same thing, but just in my language, because I think it is so important to reinforce. We were at an event a couple of months ago, and somebody was talking to us. I can't remember who it was, but he goes, yeah, you have 200,000 followers. That's great for you. Now, let me know how many of those are actually customers, right?
Absolutely.
And it's a really common situation right now in social media at large because people are all climbing for I want 1 million followers. But like you said, you spend so much time trying to tip the marker on how many people are following you. You're not actually taking care of the ones who are actually invested in you and who want to be committed to you, right? So
can I add a couple things there? Yeah. I'm going to talk about Facebook ads and a couple other things in this comment. You have what's called hot leads, you have warm leads, and you have cold leads. When you have thousands of people in a group or on a fan page are following you, the vast majority of them are cold leads, which means you still have to do all kinds of work to get them warm.
Yep.
And then from there, you have to do all kinds of work to make a sale. I would rather have 1,000 raving fans, 900 of which are already hot leads.
Absolutely.
Because the business stokes so much easier. Remember yesterday's show? The dryer lint. It just ignites everything. And once the fire's hot, you can put whatever you want on top of it. It's going to burn.
Yep.
But now let's add to that in one way for a second, okay? Facebook ads are not a miracle worker. When 8 years we've been in business, our first Facebook ad went out about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Because now our tribe is at a point that organic media is not growing us anymore, which happens. There's a tipping point.
Yep.
But we've made 7 figures along the way. So now you start to expand your audience. But you do so once your entry systems are in place, your exit systems are in place. Like when someone comes into the womb of Brian and Carrie, you buy anything, you get lavished. You get messages, you get here's your personal contact to this person, here's your journal, here's this, here's that. And then when you leave, you get an exit strategy that's just as lavish.
Yep.
Because now you can build you have systems in place.
Absolutely.
Or Facebook ads and paid traffic doesn't do for you what you think it does.
Absolutely.
That needs to be said.
Absolutely. And not ironically, this all, in my opinion, all comes down to mindset.
Yeah.
Right? And that's kind of what we do. So, let me nuance that into this. Like, you want those 1 million followers or 100,000 followers, whatever. Why? Like, really, what is the driver behind that desire? Is the driver behind that desire? So many people be like, oh, because I want to reach as many people in the world as I possibly can.
And you'll get there.
And I don't deny that truth.
Sure.
But so many other people are on the other side where the driver is scarcity, fear, financial distress, worry about their business going under. So I think we have to assess our drivers in everything we do in life.
Always, but let's talk what you said. Oh, I want 1 million followers because I want to service so many people. Yeah, but you'll get there.
Of course.
You can't build a bonfire by lighting a match. Mm-hmm. You have to put the tinder in. You have to warm up the kindling. You have to start adding logs strategically. You have to make sure oxygen's still flowing all the way through it. Once the fire's hot enough, you can start adding layers. Mm-hmm. But if you are 3 months to 3 years in to a small business, you're not going to service 1 million people.
Yeah.
Building a sustainable business is a long game.
Absolutely.
It is not a short fuse. Great comment, by the way, and it's greatly appreciated by Colin. Said, this is why you guys are so engaging, because of your authenticity and consistently fun vibe. It's the flannel. I've made the mistake of wanting more clientele while not concentrating on the existing clients. I'm going to take 1 second to say exactly, beautiful comment, and I hope you all heard that. How many experts and specialists are ready to take your money to teach you to get new leads? You don't need new leads. You need to foster the relationship you have with your current customers. Your current customer is your next customer, because if you service them well, they'll buy something else. And they'll tell 3 of their friends to come watch what it is you have to say. Yep. It's not about new leads. It's about fostering relationships in the beginning. And that phase should take anywhere from 12 to 18 months.
Absolutely.
Can I add one more thing? Because we have sidetracked so much. We have so much passion for this. Yeah. Organic social media. Think about what you can do and why you should do it. You can do written posts, live streams, videos, photos, candids, visuals, and posters.
There's so much.
You can make your profile page a walking testament visibly to who you are. And you should.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm going to chime in on that one for a second.
Yeah.
Because I also want to say that I think that, like you said, you've said it multiple times now, find your voice, right?
Yes.
There are some people who like video and live stream more than they like written. And there's some people who like written because it's elf for them more than they like video, right? Try it all and then find what's elf for you, because whatever is elf for you, easy, lucrative, and fun, remember in case you've missed it, whatever's elf for you is the thing that you're likely to be the most consistent in.
Yes.
Whatever you like doing is the one that you're going to likely do the most of, right?
Absolutely.
So if you've paid attention, a lot of, maybe not so much anymore because we're more present on our Brian and Carrie page, but if you've ever paid attention to mine and Brian's pages.
Oh, we're getting there.
Oh.
No, go ahead. I'm just going to say we're getting there in a second.
Brian's is so much more centered around written. And mine is always so much more centered around visuals with supporting words, because that's our elf.
Agreed, 100%. By the way, Doc Testa, great comment. Your next customer is your current customer. Dr. Mark Testa is a former student of mine in business. I worked with him on establishing his current business, which is Doc Testa. Yeah. And so he loves it when I say that, because he's realized how unbelievably powerful that is.
Absolutely.
So Doc Testa, anybody I've worked with in business, chime in if you guys want to. The truth of the 80-20 rule, says Chris Goldowski, 80% of your business comes from 20% of your customer base. Serve them well. 100%. Can I add another addendum to the 80-20 rule that we have found out to be successfully, unbelievably so, and spiritually beautiful? Spend 80% of your time serving your customers, leading them. 20% of your time serving yourself. I know it sounds like an imbalance, and someone's going to say, oh no, you must be the great. We'll get there in a few minutes, but trust me when I tell you, lead from the heart. Lead from the start. Every single time.
Absolutely.
This is a barn burner. Speaking of which, Mike Panayanis here.
Yeah, and I just want to give a special shout out to Ariel Shurker, who is my hypnotherapist.
Oh, right on. Ariel. Very, very cool. Very, very, very cool. Right, okay.
Let's go. Number 2.
Are we digging? Can I get a sea of hearts if we're digging? By the way, we said at the beginning, we're not pretending to be business coaches. Yeah. But couldn't we be? I'm asking you guys. Do we not have this fucking shit down?